Welcome to Smash Writing. I'm Paul. This is Justin. We are back with another review. This time we're reviewing the film, 2005 film, Constantine, starring Keanu.
Keep going.
starring Keanu Reeves. Well, he's got his drink. Yeah, this is we're just gonna let you read the demon plot here.
The demon plot. We open in Mexico. I believe his name is Manuel.
Yeah.
He gets possessed by the Spear of Destiny, which has been missing since World War II. And whoever possesses it holds the fate of the world in their hands.
And he gets
hit by a car.
Yeah.
But he gets back up and he starts walking. Meanwhile, we meet John, Constantine. He's performing an exorcism. We meet his pastor friend, and we meet Chaz.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the exorcism almost goes awry because the soldier demon's trying to eat its way out of the child and then claw its way out of the mirror. And it gets dropped on Chaz's taxicab. That's what pisses Chaz off.
How ironic, because John told him to move, and he backed up just a little bit. He's like, "Is that enough?" Like, okay, first off, before you say any more, knowing that you're running around with a paranormal demon or person, whatever John is, whatever he labels himself as, would you really be that sarcastic if somebody was like, "Move the car"? No, you'd be like, "Okay, I'm getting the fuck out of the way."
Well, see, the thing too is like, we've seen Constantine City of Demons with Chaz in it.
Yeah.
I'm going to compare that Chaz to this Chaz.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's, yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. Anyway, so, rapid fire here. We meet Angela, detective. Her sister just committed suicide.
Isabella.
For the sake of not being hit. Anyway, John is diagnosed with cancer. Lung cancer. Not a whole lot of time left. And there's a two cross paths briefly at the hospital when he won't hold the elevator for. He meets Neiman, who gives him some tools, weapons to work with. And off to the Catholic Church we go. I think I got that order right. Whatever. That's church. Again, the detective Angela and Constantine cross paths. They're here for two different reasons now. He's here to talk to Gabriel, an angel, a half-breed kind of deal that he calls him. And she's there to talk to the pastor. He wants a life extension based off of his good deeds, and the angel tells him, no, not happening. And he's going to go to hell because of the life he took. Angela's here because Isabella is Catholic, devout Catholic, and she wants a Catholic funeral. But because she committed suicide, the pastor tells her, no, not happening. So both of them leave disappointed.
How do you go in there looking for 1 out of 2 or 2 out of 2 and go 0 and 2?
That night, though, she's watching the video of what happened to her sister, and she hears a name. Brief for a second, only once, the sister says, Constantine, who is currently being attacked by a bug demon. So off to Papa Midnight we go. Papa Midnight is a man of neutrality. His club is for everyone. As long as the balance is maintained, he will stay out. So his club is full of angels and demons and everything. Chaz can't get in. I wouldn't let him in either. No, not happening.
No.
But John's there because he wants to use the chair. Papa tells him, no, not happening. And we meet Balthazar. And those two kind of go back and forth. Balthazar is a demon half-breed who's very excited that John's going to be going downstairs soon. But triggers a coughing fit to get John out of the room.
But isn't Balthazar, Balthazar is like, he's the son of the devil.
Balthazar?
Yeah.
No, Neiman is the...
I thought that's what they labeled.
No. Beeman is the friend. Neiman is the devil. It's devil's kid. Balthazar is just a demon.
Okay.
And the detective goes to John for help. She wants him to investigate. And he says... no, not happening. Door's over there. But he notices after she leaves, a herd of demons go by. We learn about what's going on. It was a bet, mostly between God and Lucifer. They'll stay out. Angels and full-blooded angels, full-blooded demons will stay out. And the humans can make their own bed. Good ones can go up, bad ones come down.
And see who collects the most souls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like some shit that would actually be going on.
You can write that in the Bible and people will buy that shit in a heartbeat. He wards off a demon attack and he agrees he will look into Isabella's death by going to hell to see if she's there. And sure enough, she is there. He does see a bit of a marking on her arm, though. And meanwhile, though, which is important, because meanwhile this is going on, the pastor is investigating, and he sees something. He's a bit of a psychic. He sees something on Isabel that sends him running. And he runs to the bar, and he starts trying to drink everything, but he's not getting any fluid. And it's a trick from Balthazar. Yeah, he likes fucking with you. It's a trick from Balthazar. He ends up drinking himself to death in the liquor store. But he does carve out the sigil in his hand for John. We do get John's story. When John started seeing demons and everything, he told his parents, who took him to electroshock therapy, which led to him committing suicide. He died for 2 minutes before he was resuscitated. But he took a life, so it's off to hell for him. Despite the fact they talk about last rites later, where you can just ask to be forgiven. It just doesn't apply to John, I guess.
And that doesn't make sense, because obviously John's been, like, saving people from demons for...
Yeah.
I would guess years that because his name's already a well-known name. So wouldn't that already clean up his record for his... Or I guess it wasn't... Well, no, because overall he still lived, but... Yeah.
So, he hears about Neiman. Oh, not Neiman, the pastor. And goes, he sees the sigil on his hand. And that's the same one that Isabella had on her arm. And that leads... Isabella was psychic and could see things. Like John and the pastor. And, that leads to a message written on the window. For a passage in the book of hell. The Bible of hell. And it's all about the rising of Neiman, the son of Satan, who needs a powerful weapon and divine help. But while they're talking to Beeman, though, Beeman hears things happening behind him and tells John that he believes in him. They make it there too late, and Beeman is killed. This is where Angela confesses that she, like her twin, was psychic, but she turned her back to it. John doesn't want to help her, but agrees to help her reawaken those psychic abilities by drowning her in the bathtub.
Taking another life.
Taking another life there, John.
Let's just add them up.
It doesn't work, though. And she's able to see what happened to Beeman. And it was Balthazar. So he leaves her in the car with a trinket for protection. And he confronts Balthazar, threatening him with the last rites. And gets the information about the Spear of Destiny. But she left the car to come see what happened. And she left the trinket and is kidnapped by a ghostly force. Off to Papa Midnight's we go. He still doesn't want to help until John comes clean with everything. And realizing the balance is off, puts him in the chair, which is an electric chair. So he can cast his psychic abilities further. He gets the story of Manuel, who's Neiman, and going to the hospital. And Chaz shows up. So, at the hospital, Neiman possesses Angela. And Constantine and Chaz storm the hospital. They holy water the sprinkler system so John can fight the demons with the broken vessels. And they storm in. They try to exorcise Neiman out of Angela, and it looks like for a moment it works until Chaz gets ping-ponged all around the room, taken out. So he demands whoever it is to come to the light, and Gabriel appears, the divine hand. She kicks John out of the room, is going to kill Angela, who is possessed by Neiman herself, which would be the divine hand, and allow Satan's son to rise. But before she could, John slit his wrists. And Lucifer
Again.
himself coming for his soul. And he's not happy about what he sees. This is not his son's world. It will be his in time. So he casts his son back into hell. He burns Gabriel's wings off and gives John a wish for helping. And John wishes for Isabel to go home to heaven. Self-sacrificing, earning his right into heaven. Lucifer's not having any of that, though. And cures him not only of the slit wrist, but of the cancer, too.
He was like just all tar in his hands.
To prove he deserves in hell. And he gives the spear to Angela and tells her to hide it, and he chews gum instead of smoking a cigarette. But there was a scene afterward, I don't know if it was an end credit or if it was a...
It was definitely an end credit.
he goes to visit Chaz, who's become an angel now.
Yeah, I seen this movie a few times, and I never realized that scene was there.
Yeah, it took me a long time to realize they had an end credit scene, too.
But the only thing I questioned about that end credit scene was, why did Chaz look like a demon angel? Like,
I think they were going for like a Gabriel replacement, so they kind of had a lot of things going there. Maybe just shy.
okay. Well, you said that before that we started recording this was going to be a love-like.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you think...
Let's talk with pros first.
Okay.
Because we just shit all over Sinister. Let's talk about pros first. I think they got a great cast of characters and great actors to play them.
Agreed.
Gabriel, played by Tilda Swinton?
Yep.
Was excellent. I love the fact that they went with like an androgynous look.
She played the
going
chosen
with her.
one in Avengers too. Like, I caught
Yeah.
me off guard. That she was, once again, it's weird when you see actors now and see them younger, catches you off guard a little bit.
Papa Midnight, the guy that played for him, perfect. Great Lucifer. God, he was so good as Lucifer.
Oh, yeah.
Peter Stormare?
Yep.
There were some excellent shots.
You know what? I also enjoyed the graphics when they did have the graphics.
Yeah, I like their hell.
Yeah.
They had a really good example of hell.
Keanu Reeves, I thought...
Oh.
I was... So...
Well, with John Constantine, like I said, the animated movie we watched, that is comic book Constantine. He's British loyalist, British just spewed all over himself. And he will pay... He knows magic comes with a price. So if you fuck around with magic, you may end up paying a very steep price. He'll pay the price, but he expects people around him to pay that price too.
Right.
And it makes him a bastard and no one likes him.
To where, okay, so now I see, the tough thing is, like, when we review certain things, like, you know, you may have more depth in the comic side of things. And I get where, you know, your portrayal comes in.
I have to talk about one particular comic book. Now, I'm sure this is a conglomeration of a few different Constantine stories, but there's one I recognize, and I believe it was the Three Kings, or Three Demons. And what happens is John gets lung cancer, and he's going to die soon. And the demons are lapping at the bits to get him. And what ends up happening is he ends up selling his soul to 3 different demon kings. So they knew the moment he does die, they would have to wage a war to
get the soul.
see who gets the soul, and it would devastate and create anarchy in hell. So they have no other choice but to cure him, to kick the can down the road, to see what happens later.
So
and the moment he's cured, he fires up a cigarette. Now, what happened in this movie?
He realized his third chance of life, and he wanted to chew some gum.
Yeah, that one moment irritates me so much about this movie. It's like, no, it's not John. Not Constantine.
So, I mean, I did read, like, literally right before we started recording, like, that a sequel is still in play.
That irritates me so much, too. Oh, my God. I get it. People love Keanu. This is not a shot at Keanu, and I get it. He's a great guy. It's just we've had a better Constantine. I don't want to go back to another one that's not as good.
So, now that you're explaining, so Constantine will still do what he does because with him selling his soul, and they keep curing him, he's going to keep doing what he likes to do: smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, because he doesn't. At the end of the day, he just didn't want to go to hell.
Right.
So he did what he needed to do to stay out of hell. And another story is there was a friend of his came to him for help. He was possessed by a demon. He'd found a guy. He was withering away. The demon was killing him. And John looked into it and went, "This ain't good." The demon was supposed to die in the body. Because if you exercise it, he's free to keep going. But if he dies in the body that he's eating, the demon goes back to hell. So basically all he did was he held his friend's hand while he died. He would not take he would not remove the demon from his friend to harm somebody else. So he bit the bullet and just left his friend to die. Well, he didn't leave him. He stood there, but...
Right, yeah, the concept, the metaphor of leaving him to die.
And the Constantine will do the right thing, but you might not like how he does it.
And sometimes people don't like the right thing.
Yeah. Like in that movie we watched, he made Chaz's family forget all about Chaz. Removing Chaz from his children. Chaz hated him for it, but in the moment, that was all John could do.
Right. So... the way you're discussing things, I want to sit here and say our points are going to come from you know the source material, I'm taking the movie as face value. And that's going to divide up the review. Yeah.
Because like we had that sequence of him shooting up the demons in the hospital, a la Blade fighting the vampires. That's not Constantine. He would have just hit the room with something and got rid of all of them in one move. Not had a big action fight sequence, because John is not a fighter.
Okay.
Not in those terms, anyways.
Right. So, what are some pros about this film, then?
Like I said, I like the characters.
Yeah.
I like the action. I like some of the shots. There's some gorgeous shots.
I love what cancer looks like when it's because of smoking.
Me too. I like to know what's going to be my future.
That's so true. So basically,
everything surrounding Constantine and John, Keanu in this movie.
So the biggest thing is it deviated from the source material.
There had moments where he comes across as an ass.
Yeah.
Where it's like he doesn't want to help the detective.
Right.
And no, that's about it. I mean, he just came across like he was prickly, but at the end of the day, he was big hero savior kind of deal.
So it's tough to, like, I understand. I've always been, source material guy. Don't change from the source material. I unfortunately don't fully know the source material.
Well, like you got to keep the spirit of it, and you didn't even keep the British in them.
So it's definitely an American film.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, great.
I'm going to give this... Oh, no, there's one more thing I got to dunk on. I hate this Chaz.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, I hate... He feels like... This character Chaz he plays here feels like it is carbon copy, exact same character he played or will play in iRobot.
Yeah, because iRobot, I think, was like 06.
Yeah, it just feels like the same exact character.
Well, the biggest thing, like I said, I didn't understand, like, definitely, like, just going back to the beginning of the film, the taxi scene was, he's being sarcastic towards John, but yet you know what John does.
You know he's up there exercising a demon or doing something with a demon.
Like, if I'm his sidekick, my number one goal is be to fuck away from that as far as possible. And I wouldn't be sarcastic if John's like, Chaz, move the car. I'm not going to be like, why? No, I'm be like, okay, John, and get out. I wouldn't even be in the alleyway.
So, I'm going to give this a C.
Okay.
I can watch it. There's some parts I'm probably going to skip over or turn off because this is bad. But I feel like they nail so many other things and get so many other things right. And they got a great devil.
Okay. So I am giving it a B. Obviously, like I said, I don't know the full source material that Justin's in depth with. So I'm taking it as face value. I really did like the graphics. I did like all the actors performing what I perceived as source materials. I knew this was a comic book even back then. I just never read them. No, I knew after the fact. It did have that Blade vibe to where I was like blown away to find out that this was a comic book movie.
Yeah.
Using action and blending with demons.
Well,
And
yeah,
stuff
that
like
whole
that.
hospital fight sequence felt like the bloodbath in Blade.
Right. So because of all of that, from face value, I get now of the how they changed nothing against Reese, but how they changed Constantine. I accept all of that. What Justin just said, but as face value, I'm giving this film a B. I thought, can I rewatch it? Yeah, I mean it's not something I'll watch like every couple of years or something, but I don't mind watching it.
Yeah.
So we're staying in the range of each other. He's giving a C, I'm giving it a B, and that is our review of Constantine. Until next time,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.